That was awesome. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to do the whole, hey, folks, how's it about? None of that. That was awesome. That was, I know I say this every week, but that might have been the best episode of Kaguya. Kaguya and Fruba just having this never-ending battle for top sequel show of the season. Honestly, just absolutely wild. But before we get into this episode of Kaguya, I do, as usual, want to give a big thank you to those of you who shared last week's video over on Twitter. So, a big thank you to Similarity, Janeme, Bubba Lubber, Darkfire Player 4, and Matt87 Eagle. Thank you all so much for sharing last week's video over on Twitter, everybody, and if you too would like to be in the next Kaguya-Sama video, then be sure to share this video around on the internet, and then tag me at JoJo Talks Too Much over on Twitter, and I will be sure to shout out the first 5 of you in next week's video. And with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out some Shoujo stuff. Okay, so I genuinely have no clue where I'm gonna start. This is like, do I start with the pantsuit investigation? Do I start with the cheating prevention? Or do I begin with the power of shoujo manga and love is war syndrome? Jeez, okay, how about we just go in order? Let's just go in order. Easiest way to do things. I hear starting at the beginning is typically a good place to start. So why don't we do that, shall we? So, the pantsuit investigation. Unfortunately, when this popped off, I couldn't help but notice that my boy Ishigami fell several spots for me because as it turns out, Ishigami is caught being a briefs boy instead of a boxer's man. And that's disappointing to hear because my boy just very nearly lost a handful of points, but thankfully he does switch sides later on by the end of the episode. But yeah, my boy was very, very anti-boxers to the point where I couldn't help but feel compelled to ask you lovely gentlemen on Twitter whether you prefer briefs or boxers in a Twitter poll. I wish I was kidding. Here it is here. As you can see, it was pretty much a boxer's win, but briefs put up more of a fight than I was anticipating. At the time of recording this audio, it's 66 for boxers and 34% for briefs. I don't know what it'll be by the time I'm editing. But yeah, that was quite the surprise. But for you briefs fans, may I point out that you do in fact lose your champion by the end of this skit because yeah, Ishigami goes full boxer's man by the end because men wear boxers, damn it. Boxers far superior. And if you like the comfort that briefs provide, go with boxer briefs. I wear boxer briefs. It's the way to be. However, as Ishigami points out, and I forgot that this is a thing, so I can't wait to hear all the comments calling me this. And hopefully we're far enough into the video where this won't be a problem. Ishigami tells Kaguya and Chika that those individuals who rock the boxer briefs are unfortunately man whores. And so, Kaguya gotta find out whether or not her man is a man whore. And, yikes. This is a hilarious way to start the episode. This is an episode that had me, like, busting a gut several times. Like, I genuinely had to pause the episode twice. Once during the Love is War syndrome thing, and once during the pantsuit investigations thing. Because, yeah, this whole, like, Kaguya trying to figure out whether or not Shirogane rocks boxer briefs because somehow that will, like, because she just believes Ishigami's nonsense. Ishigami and Chika are like the wild cards at all times, so I shouldn't be surprised at this point. But yeah, they keep throwing monkey wrenches into the plan. And yeah, so Kaguya now has to figure out whether or not her boy rocks briefs or boxers. But Shirogane gets the wrong idea in probably the funniest bit where he thinks that Kaguya is asking, like, which he likes for girls, and so he's like, oh, Black Lacy, but I can't tell her that, so, like, you know, like the frilly stuff, and she thinks that he's talking about boxer briefs for dudes. Like, it's a total miscommunication, and it it leads to Miko getting the wrong idea, like, thinking, like, oh, are they talking about, like, having, like, intimate relations, like, outside of of each other's relationship? Like, he's cheating on her. I thought he was a good dude, but then Shirokane's like, it ain't like that, no. Like, Miko's introduction to the group, I knew it was gonna be good, but oh my god. Like, seeing how she's incorporated, where she's just like the straight man to everybody's chaos. Like, she's the one who's misunderstanding everything, and she's the one who has to, she's the most normal, so experiencing the shenanigans, like, makes it all the more crazy, especially by the time we get to the second part, to the cheating prevention part of the episode, and oh my god. This is also really funny. As if you cannot tell, this episode had me ruffling the whole way. Basically, we have this, like, the two of them, Hayasaka and Kaguya, talking some nonsense for a little bit, like, basically leading to just Hayasaka saying, like, just give Shirogane a hand massage. It'll stop him from cheating, which it won't. Like, that whole bit was nonsense, but it was funny, and it led to the hand massage thing. And this was, like, the total opposite of Madam M's hand massage from Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know I've been talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake a lot here, but I don't get to talk about video games very much, so anytime that I get to, I'm gonna. So yeah, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you'll know that Madam M gives the hand massages in Wall Market, and we are so far from Wall Market, ladies and gentlemen. We are a long way from Wall Market, since Kaguya isn't, like, aware how to give hand massages. Like in fairness, when I was watching that, I was like, I could really go for a hand massage right now. And if you can't tell, I'm doing it now, and, like, to myself, because I'm horribly forever alone. But seeing this moment, like, for Kaguya, it's this really sweet, like, oh, like I get to hold President's hand, and, like, this is really nice. But she's, like, digging into my poor boy's hands, and she's basically killing him in one of, like, the goofiest scenes in the episode. You see him, like just experiencing all the pain at once, and it's the same, like, science jargon that happened during the conversation between Hayasaka and Kaguya earlier. It is stupid funny. I really loved this scene. And then that's immediately followed by Miko yet again getting the wrong idea. Super damn funny. I absolutely loved both the Pantsu investigation and the cheating prevention, but this leads us nicely into the second half of the episode that focuses more so on the power of shoujo manga and, of course, Love is War syndrome. So our boy gets introduced to some lovely shoujo manga from his sister, who is like, no, like, I've been reading this thing called Go Sweet. It's really emotional. It's like, trust me, if you read it, you would feel the feels. And Shirogane's like, that's nonsense. Let me just pick this up. And oh my god. And now listen, you all know that ya boy is not a manga fan. I'm not a big fan of manga. I'm just a big idiot. I just don't like the medium. It's just not for me. However, I have been one to indulge in some shoujo anime. We know this. I like me some shoujo anime, and I have to say, the power of shoujo is real, man. Like, if you want to ever feel like, damn it, I want to be in love, shoujo anime is where it's at. Or manga, depending on your preference. You can like both, or you can like one or the other. It's all good. I prefer anime, but if you like manga or you like both, awesome. But I will say, there's nothing quite like the power of shoujo. And the power of shoujo is strong in this moment, as Shirogane basically attempts to get Kaguya to confess by making her read Go Sweet and then making her feel like, I want to be in a romantic relationship, because he's now, like, and he's thinking, like, okay, I might confess if she doesn't confess, so I should just get her to read it, so that way she'll confess and I won't have to lose this little like back and forth that we have going on here. It doesn't go that way, because of course we get the unfortunate spoiler Chica. Much like Spoiler Owl from Game Grumps, Chica is the resident spoiler character, spoiling the twist ending of Go Sweet before Kaguya gets to read it. This was a really lovely scene, because I couldn't help but think of my own struggles with spoilers on the internet, because people just can't leave well enough alone. And oh my god, did I ever relate to not only Shirogane and Ishigami, but later on Chika as well. Sometimes you just wish you could tape some people's mouths shut so that they don't blab spoilers all the time, or maybe just like tape people's hands like together so that they can't type out spoilers on the damn internet. But yeah, the whole spoiler scene I loved, and eventually it does work though. Kaguya does pick up Go Sweet, and Kaguya does get that feel that shoujo does tend to make you feel. You want to be in a relationship when reading a shoujo manga, and or sometimes you just like looking at the other couples and it's just cute. I think that's what Chika's feeling. Chika's more like, I just like reading the couples, but everybody else in the club room is like, man, I want to be in love. Love is War syndrome happens as a result of this, and we go full shoujo manga as a result of this, and it is just beautiful, You get like full out like a new fake OP song. You get new art, like the character designs are more shoujo. It is insane. The narrator's whole tone of voice changes. Kaguya like realizes that something's up when she sees like Shirogane and Ishigami looking all shoujo-esque, and she's like, "What? Okay, something's wrong. I'm even feeling shoujo, and the narrator's voice is goofy. Like, what's going on?" It is beautiful. Oh my god. The Love is War syndrome scene is amazing. Even like Ishigami using the power of shoujo to actually get Kaguya starting to kind of feel a little bit of something. For a second, I almost became an Ishigami Kaguya shipper for like 5 seconds. I was like, oh my god. It was beautiful. This whole scene, absolutely beautiful. One of like the best scenes of the season so far. One of the funniest episodes of the season so far. I cannot stress that enough. In fact, like, there almost was an OT3 going on for a second there. But thankfully, like before we even get to the Chika thing, can we just talk about the like that whole like that whole that's gonna sound really weird. That whole bit was hilarious. Or like the I will. My god, too good. Thankfully though, we get saved from the shoujo apocalypse by none other than Chika's nonsense. And as a result of Chika's nonsense and Kaguya really misreading the room. But yeah, Shirogane ends up taking Ishigami to the aquarium at the end. And I can't think of a better ending for this episode, honestly. With that said, though, everybody, I'm going to wrap up my thoughts here. Question of the day today: what's your favorite shoujo series? Let me know in the comments. And with that said, we've reached the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to boop the up snoot and share if you care. And if you want to see me rambling even more, then feel free to follow me on Twitter or join our good folks Discord, both of which are linked in the doobly-doo. Lastly, if you're feeling generous, consider checking out our Patreon page to help support this channel. Speaking of which, I'd like to give a big thank you to our lovely patrons, such as Izevi, Alex, Andrew W., Branson C., Calvin A., Crowbar of Irony, Daniel G., Deep Not That Deep, Digger the Fox, Dominic G., Emily, Ionos, Urza, Ginkotaku, Godzilla Fan, No For Nothing, Maria T., Marshall B., Mater, Mirth Mouser, Nymad, Cell, Shadow Creative, Stephen G., The Suavest Orange, Tristan G., and Verdon. Thank you all so much for your continued support over on Patreon, and once again, thank you for checking out today's video. Hope you guys have a lovely day, and until next time, you stay classy, AnyTube, and wash your dang hands.